Hi everyone, it's good to be back on the chat. I mean, we've left the chat for a while now. It's been almost 14 days since we were last here, but the good thing is that even though we leave the chat still remains doing what it's supposed to do because we are structured traders. Structured traders don't force setups. We wait for our setup. Now, if the market is doing its thing, we have no business trying to find activity in the market because that's where a lot of traders fall short. Once you are waiting for a setup, you wait for it with patience. You apply discipline so that you can be able to see your setups materialize. Once you spot them, you take them. Discipline also entails that you take your setup once it comes. So we've left the chart for a while now to do its thing. So we're now back here to see whether the market is beginning to give us opportunities. So we're going through the watch list. We'll just go through a couple of currency pairs, and most of the currency pairs will be dissecting now has been inspired by one of you guys, so one of my traders. So I put up in my Telegram group, ask you which currency pairs you want us to take a look at in my next video, and I'm dedicating this video to that one person. So let's go through them in this video. If you're new to this channel, subscribe and ensure that you are entirely locked into what we'll be talking here, because we don't play here. We give real market insights and follow our plan to the letter. That's what structured traders do. That is what I do, and that's what I stand for. So without wasting so much time, let's get into the chart. So the first one we'll be looking at is GBP/USD. So GBP/USD, what do we do first of all as traders when we come over to a blank chart like this? We try to see what the market is doing from a bigger time frame perspective. And the one I usually like paying reference to is the monthly time frame. So what we do here on the monthly time frame is to see whether we are trending or not. So are we making high highs and higher lows? Do we have a clear direction? That's what the monthly time frame tells us. The monthly time frame gives us clarity. It gives us clarity of our bias. So what am I seeing here on GBP/USD? First and foremost, GBP/USD has been trending upwards for a while now on the monthly time frame, and there's actually a trend line for that. So this is the trend line. Now we've seen that we are trending. I will still be quick to spot here that we've had price stall for quite a while, getting close to a whole year. Price has stalled because the next 3 months will make it a whole year. Price has stalled around this region here. So I'm just going to make the region, So price has stalled around this region here. Now, if you look closely, you will see that the market is actually creating a chart pattern. So this being the left shoulder, this being the head, and then it's come to create a right shoulder. So we are getting an inverse head and shoulder here. So the market went into a range. So we're looking at this information from the higher time frame perspective, from monthly time frame, and it's telling us that the market actually went into a range and it's spanned for almost a year. So this is huge for GBP/USD, and that's why we've not been having the continuous move to the upside. Now, on the weekly time frame, which is what we come next to do, we come to see whether we have more chart patterns that will want to negate the flow of the overall bias, so the flow of the monthly. So we can see now that if I'm to draw this trend line well, so there's a specific way of drawing our trend lines, and just ensure that we connect the 2 dots and the 2 weeks perfectly. We can see that very well. This is now going to be the right shoulder which we saw on the monthly time frame. So what are we having on GBP/USD? I'm going to be frank with you guys here that we have this level here, which is what we will need to maintain. So that was the previous high that has seen GBP/USD into this consolidation phase. And it's only when we break above this that we'll have continued move to the upside. However, are we having trading opportunities here? Let's see whether we are having trading opportunities. So the weekly is also showing us the same, but in a more elaborative fashion. It's showing us that that inverse head and shoulder is forming nicely. And if that's the case, what are we going to do? We'll have to spot some key levels. So we had a level here, and the market, I'm just going to extend this. So this was a previous supply region and the demand region, and the market has been playing around it. So we have broken back into this level and we touched this trend line. So if you look here now, we're having a third touch of the trend line, with this being the first touch, then this being the second touch, and then we're having a third touch sort of right here. Now, if this is a valid third touch, all I'll be waiting for is a break above this zone, which is what GBP/USD is doing at the moment. Now we'll go over to the daily time frame to see if this break is valid. I'll show you something. So what the daily time frame is also telling us is that we're originally tracing to the downside like such. And now we have begun to change structure on the daily time frame. So the daily time frame was originally bearish, but you can see that we are now changing structure right about here. And not only are we changing structure, because the market have failed to break this low, it came here a lower low, it created a low here and created a lower low, but created what seems like a double bottom as well. So this was the left bottom and the right bottom, and now we have broken back above this supply region. So what is now happening is that the daily time frame must always be in alliance with the monthly time frame, with whatever the high time frame bias is saying. So since on the monthly time frame we are overall bullish, the weekly is showing signs that we are getting back into a bullish trend. There are no exceptions as to whether there are any reversal chart patterns or reversal candlesticks. We didn't see any of that on the weekly time frame. So in that case, on the daily time frame, we are now beginning to see a real change of structure, and that's how we trade. We trade from the higher time frames, we carry the information we are getting from higher time frames and zoom into the lower time frames to see how it fits. Now in the daily time frame here, we have broken above this zone. All I'll be needing, if you know me very well, you know how I usually trade. All I'll be needing is a good retest of this zone. If I get a good retest of this zone, it will be a good trade to take. So at this point here, that is how you get into trades. You must always follow a bigger picture perspective to be able to get into trades. What am I thinking for GBPSC at this point in time? At this point in time, I am waiting for a good retest of this zone right about here. So once we do retest this zone and hold, I will scale to the lower time frames to take a trade. As simple as that. Now, am I entirely bullish on GBPUSD? Well, it all depends, because we're back to the weekly time frame. It all depends. So all I'll be waiting is exactly what I've just told you. But if peradventure that doesn't hold, then GBPUSD might stall around this region for quite a while. It might stall around this region for quite a while. I'm just going to be very frank with you. And that's not what we want, because we want clarity. We want a real move to the upside. Because if you take it, GBPUSD has actually played. So this was a swing. This was a 50% retracement, and then it got back to that same zone, which is the 100% retracement. I say that a lot. I teach that also in my course for traders to recognize when you have gotten to the 100% retracement, because it's a very important area on the chart. If you don't know what it signifies, you are going to get your trades stopped out most of the time without understanding what's actually happening. So that's what happened here. The trade, so this move got back up here and then created a pin bar. You can see that pin bar right there, and that's what caused GBPUSD to fall back to the downside. So if the bullish bias doesn't hold, all I'll be needing, guys, for GBPUSD is simple. Just come back and break this level which was created here. So break the level and break the trend line. So once you break the trend line, you've broken a major trend line and you've also broken a level. And then I'll know for sure that GBPUSD wants to change its course. But for now, that's not happening. And that's my take on GBPUSD. So the next pair we'll look at quickly is BTC. So let's go over to BTC. We do the same thing on BTC. First of all, we move over to the monthly time frame. So we zoom out and see what's exactly happening. So on a face value, it looks as though Bitcoin is bullish, because we are having this move to the upside. And if we draw our trend line, you can see that we're having this move to the upside. But then you will now notice that we've actually had a break. This trend line has been broken. So if a major trend line is broken, it means that that trend is already in serious jeopardy. As a matter of fact, that trend line may most likely reverse. So we now come over to the weekly time frame to see how the structure change actually looks like and see whether we are having any chart patterns. We're not seeing any chart pattern on the weekly time frame, to be honest, but I've noticed a break of structure, because this was a swing here. So this was a swing, this was a pullback, this was also another higher high. Now the market has come and broken this previous level, which was this higher low here. So it has broken this higher low here and has broken into the downside. If that's the case, we had a solid break here, a strong bearish candle break below that trend line, and then we also have a level right about here. So this is a level on the weekly, which I'm going to draw here nicely, and that's where price is actually reacting. So this is a weekly level, and we're seeing that price is reacting at that level. If you don't know why I chose this level instead of this is far more important than this level here, because price reacted several times. So this is the first one, this second one, and then price has come here and it's now reacting for the third time. So this level is more important than this one, and that's why we're not even having a reaction here to begin with. So we've seen that BTC have dropped below that level and it's reacting there nicely. My take now on BTC is simple. As it's reacting here, all I'll do is to scale to a daily time frame to see whether we're having trading opportunities. So you have already seen that I'm having a bearish inclination for Bitcoin at this point in time. Will the bearish inclination hold true? That's what we're going to find out. Now you can see that this is the daily time frame. You can see price is reacting there nicely. Guys, all I'll be waiting, because the monthly has its trend line, the daily will also have its trend line. So we have a trend line that was moving like this. I'll be waiting for Bitcoin to break this trend line first. And that's not the only confirmation. After we've broken this trend line, if you look closely, you'll see that price reacted several times at this level. This is the first reaction, the second reaction, the third reaction, the fourth reaction, the fifth reaction. So we have 5 mini reactions there. So there's actually a level there, and I'll be quick to spot that so that we don't run into trouble. So this level is being seen on the daily time frame, and I will respect it since the market has showed it to me. So after we've broken this trend line, we also need to clear this level. So once we clear this level, we have all this free space to the downside like so. So what's going to be the extent of it? So I'm just going to zoom out, probably go back to the weekly time frame. Once this level is cleared, so I'm just going to put it here. Once this level is cleared, best believe that Bitcoin will rally down to this level right about here. So Bitcoin currently is trading at $72,916 per coin. Now, if this level is broken on the daily time frame, Bitcoin will most likely fall to $54,586 per coin. So that's my take on Bitcoin. Now, with this hold through, it all depends. So I'm favoring Bitcoin currently because we've broken a major trend line. I'll tilt my probability more to the side of the break. So I am leaning more bearish to Bitcoin than bullish. But that does not mean I'm jumping into a bearish trade. I'll wait for confirmations because the market can easily just break above this zone and sustain above it. So I'm just going to show you. So the market can just easily break above this zone, sustain above it, and continue making moves to the upside. That's a likely possibility. But how likely is it compared with a downward move? That's where probability comes in. So because we've broken a major trend line, I'll be waiting for confirmations once we break the daily zone to the downside. So that's my take on Bitcoin. Now, precise entries will be in the lower time frames if you want to enter into this trade. And once the setup comes, I'll take it. So that's my take on Bitcoin for now. Now, the last pair we'll be touching in this session is the S&P 500. Now, the S&P 500, everyone knows it trends to the upside. As a matter of fact, this is a monthly time frame, and we have a move like such to the upside. Now, if we go over to the weekly time frame, you will see that this trend line is it exactly in place. So I'm just going to arrange this trend line. So this is the trend line, and this is what it looks like. And then this is going to be a trend update for it. So we have trend lines as it's supposed to be. Then we also update our trend lines. If you want to know how I update these trend lines, these are information that I teach in my course. And this is going to teach you exactly when to update your trend lines, because no one wants to be trading a trend line that is outdated. That's going to run you into a lot of issues. And that's why you should update your trend lines. It's very important. So this is an updated trend line for the S&P 500. And that makes it clearly visible that we are bullish on S&P 500. Now, the market has gotten to this level and has begun to move to the upside. Are we going to continue to move to the upside? So on the weekly time frame, which is where we are now, we are seeing that this retracement is not considerable like this one. Because of this entire retracement, it's very different from this one, which was very satisfying to watch. The market created this considerable retracement and continued to move to the upside. And if I should use my Fibonacci, you can see that that retracement got to the 50 Fibonacci, which is a very important level. And that's why this market pushed to the upside. Now, if you look currently now, you can see that this market has not gotten to the 50 Fibonacci level, and then it's begun to go back to the upside. So is the rally now premature or not? Or will S&P 500 continue to move to the upside? Let's go over to the daily time frame to see what the daily time frame is saying. So on the daily time frame, we see things a bit clearer. Now I'm going to take this out now and take this out. So on the daily time frame, you can see that price came to this level and reacted several times. So after price stalled at this level for a while, it now pushed price down, and this was quite considerable on the daily time frame. But we will judge based on the weekly. So after we had pushed down like this, I was only waiting to see what price would do at a particular level. So we have a level right about here because we have a reaction here, and then we also have a reaction here. I'll be quick to spot that there's actually a level here. Now, after this level was created, which I was quick to spot, price now went and actually changed character right about here. So if you close it, you can see that we came down considerably, came and created a reversal candlestick pattern, because this is a reversal candlestick pattern on the daily, and broke back above this zone right about here. We didn't only break back above this zone, we retested it and continued to move to the upside. S&P 500 is used to doing this. I've studied S&P 500 over the years, and I know this pattern. This pattern is very iconic of S&P 500. So whenever it does this, most likely it's going to come back to this zone. And that's the confirmation on the 4 hourly. So if you go to the 4 hourly, you can see that this was a break and a retest and move to the upside. And this move on the upside is already moving massively. There's a strategy to get into this type of trade, and I've talked about it in one of my previous videos on this channel. I'm going to put a link to it. If you watch that video, you understand how you would have got into this trade so that you can take S&P 500 to the upside. I'm going to attach a link of that video in the description of this video so that you can go and watch it and then know the time frame. Ideally, the 30 minutes, that's when you would have taken this trade. I'm not a fan of the lower time frames, but in that video, I showed how to actually use chart patterns and trade the lower time frames, and that is how you would have been able to get into this type of trade. Just for the S&P 500, because it does this all the time. So my take now on the S&P 500 is this: because I've seen this a lot, I know the S&P 500 is coming back to this level right about here. Can you get into this trade now? No, absolutely not, because the trade has gone. But the only way you can get into it is wait for a cool retracement. So the market has started to push to the upside. This is very linear. You don't enter trades like this. You wait for it to push like such, and then if you are that interested to get into it, then just wait for a pullback and then continue to move to the upside. So that's how the S&P 500 is likely going to play out to that level. That is it, and that is how to trade these pairs. I'm happy to have done this video because I love giving clarity about the charts. These 3 pairs which I've talked about are pairs on my watch list. I usually don't look at pairs that are not in my watch list except on requests. So these are pairs that I see all the time, so I know their movement. And that's why I am always of the opinion that traders should have a watch list, so that you have a set of pairs that you watch all the time, you trade all the time, so that you gain mastery of their movements. That's how to trade. Get it right this year so that you can trade better. And that's my time on this video. If you gain insight from this video, don't forget to give this video a like. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already done so. And I'll see you in my next video.